Welcome, dear audience, to a journey back in time, where we will unravel the fascinating tapestry of ancient Rome, a civilization renowned for its grandeur and peculiarities. Imagine a city bustling with life, its streets filled with the sounds of merchants calling out their wares, the clanking of armor from soldiers on duty, and the rhythmic chants emerging from temples dedicated to various gods. In this sprawling empire, where the mighty Colosseum stood as a testament to human ingenuity and ambition, traditions flourished like the vibrant mosaics decorating the homes of the elite. Yet, among the remarkable achievements lies a treasure trove of customs that may raise an eyebrow or ignite your curiosity. Picture the panoramic view of the Roman Forum, where citizens gathered to discuss politics, trade, and gossip. Against this backdrop, you would encounter a society rich in peculiar habits, a culture that embraced the extraordinary as part of everyday life. As we delve deeper, we'll expose the wonders and oddities that shaped the daily existence of the Romans, each custom a window into their quirky yet captivating world. So prepare yourself, for we are about to embark on an exploration of the 10 most peculiar customs of ancient Rome, peeling back the layers of time to uncover the eccentric practices that have left an indelible mark on history. Are you ready to discover what made the Romans so intriguingly unique? Let us begin. Let's delve into the mystical realm of Roman religion, where the gods were as numerous as the stars in the sky, each demanding attention, reverence, and often, bizarre rituals. Picture yourself in a grand temple, with marble columns towering overhead and incense wafting through the air, enveloping you in a cloud of sanctity. In this vibrant atmosphere, the Romans engaged in elaborate ceremonies aimed at appeasing divine beings. Sacrifices, ranging from the humble offerings of bread and wine to the more extravagant gestures of livestock, were commonplace. But here's where it becomes intriguing. Some rituals required the priests to interpret signs or omens from the gods. These signs could be found in the flight of birds or the behavior of animals, an entire lexicon of nuances that dictated the populace's actions. And in a society where fate was believed to be intricately woven by higher powers, the peculiar rite of the augurs stands out. These skilled practitioners would observe the natural world to decipher divine messages. Imagine the tension as they stood, their expression serious, scrutinizing the sky for flocks of birds. Their interpretations dictated everything from the timing of battles to public festivals, invoking an air of suspense and anticipation among the masses. Another fascinating layer to this religious tapestry was the phenomenon of Vestal virgins. These select women were revered for their vow of chastity and played a pivotal role in maintaining the sacred fire at the Temple of Vesta. To the Romans, this fire was more than a flame. It symbolized the eternal life of the city itself. The responsibilities of a Vestal virgin were immense, yet their potential punishment for transgressing their vows was steep. If they broke their oath, they faced a grim fate, buried alive, their sacred status stripped away. As we wander through the streets of ancient Rome, we cannot overlook the eclectic mix of customs that stemmed from these beliefs, where the allure of the supernatural intertwined with the daily lives of its citizens. In a world where the unseen governed so much, these rituals not only provided comfort but also fueled the ever-present curiosity about the cosmos and fate. Thus, in the heart of this sprawling empire, amidst the triumphs and dramas of human existence, the religion of Rome was an ever-watchful lens through which the people navigated their lives. With every sacrifice, every divination, and every prayer, they sought to bridge the mortal and the divine, each action a piece of the grand puzzle of existence in an unpredictable world. Now, let us proceed further into this captivating exploration, where the next peculiar custom awaits to unfurl its story. As we shift our focus from the ethereal world of the gods to the lively social gatherings that defined Roman life, we find ourselves at the extravagant banquets that stood as a centerpiece of cultural expression. Imagine an opulent villa, adorned with intricate frescoes and golden goblets, where the rich and powerful reclined on lavish couches, indulging in an array of culinary delights that would astonish the modern palate. These gatherings were not merely about sustenance. They served as a stage for social maneuvering, political alliances, and displays of wealth. A table laden with delicacies, from roasted peacock and stuffed dormice to honeyed wine and exotic fruits, beckoned guests to partake in the gluttony. But what truly sets these banquets apart were the customs that transcended mere eating. Consider the practice of vomitorium, a term that has often been misunderstood. Contrary to popular belief, it did not refer to a place for guests to purge themselves in order to continue feasting. Rather, it was an architectural feature of theater design. However, the act of overindulgence did inspire habits reminiscent of our earlier fantasy. Wealthy Romans would sometimes retreat briefly from the dining halls to relieve themselves, only to return refreshed and ready for more extravagant dishes. Engaging in conversation during these lavish feasts was an art form. Guests were invited to share poetic verses, recount grand tales of conquest, or debate philosophical ideas while sipping from finely crafted ceramic cups. The clashing of opinions and buoyant laughter filled the air, punctuated by the melodies of musicians performing in the background, weaving an atmosphere of revelry like no other. Yet, beneath the glamour lay a darker side to this indulgence. The excessiveness often masked the underlying pressures to impress and socially perform, a tension that complicated the very joy of feasting. Not to mention, the atmosphere could quickly turn into a battleground of wits and status, where the slightest misstep could signal a decline in social rank. As we sip from our goblets of diluted wine and indulge in the delicacies of the day, we cannot help but marvel at how these banquets told stories of human nature, the pursuit of pleasure, the need for connection, and the inevitable shadows of rivalry lurking beneath the surface. Each gathering became a microcosm of Roman society, reflecting both the heights of joy and the depths of competition. With our appetites whetted by the sights, sounds, and flavors of these extraordinary events, we are ready to turn our attention to the intriguing world of Roman fashion and aesthetics, where looking good was an elaborate endeavor fraught with its own peculiar customs. Let's continue our adventure into this vast realm of style, where the bizarre and the beautiful coexist in vibrant harmony. As we step into the bustling streets of ancient Rome, we encounter a kaleidoscope of colors and styles that define the fashion of its time. Picture citizens adorned in flowing togas and elaborate garments, each detail carefully chosen to convey status, wealth, and individuality. The Romans placed immense importance on appearance, believing that how one presented oneself could influence social interactions and perceptions. The toga, iconic and instantly recognizable, was more than just a garment. It was a symbol of Roman citizenship. Wrapping oneself in yards of fabric required not only skill but also an understanding of societal norms. Imagine the skilled hands of a tailor crafting these cumbersome robes, each fold strategically placed to signify age and authority. The toga praetexta, with its purple border, was reserved for magistrates and freeborn youths, while the toga virilis marked the transition into manhood. Wearing the wrong style could result in social embarrassment or even disgrace. Accessories played a significant role in Roman fashion and often carried intriguing meanings. Ladies adorned themselves with intricate jewelry made from gold, silver, and precious stones, showcasing their wealth with every sparkling piece. And let's not forget the beloved bulla, a charm worn by boys to ward off evil spirits. This small ornament was a rite of passage, reflecting the culture's superstitions tied to their appearance. Beauty standards, too, were a unique tapestry woven from the threads of practicality and idealism. Romans engaged in various personal grooming rituals, utilizing powders made from minerals and crushed plants to achieve a desired look. Popular among the elite was the alabaster-like complexion, often achieved with the application of lead-based makeup, a practice both sought after and, tragically, perilous. The pursuit of beauty reflected the societal pressure to conform to ideals, even at the cost of one's health. For men, grooming was equally meticulous. The popularity of the perfectly trimmed beard or clean-shaved visage showcased the balancing act between masculinity and aesthetic appeal. Barbershops, known as tanstrina, were common meeting points, where men groomed themselves and shared the latest news, solidifying their bonds while forming a community. However, even amidst this pursuit of beauty and style, practical concerns prevailed. The climate dictated much of what was worn. Lighter fabrics were favored during the sweltering summer months, while warmer attire took precedence in the cooler seasons. The bustling marketplace thrived with tradespeople selling textiles from across the empire, blending influences from conquered lands into the Romans' evolving fashion narrative. As we navigate this vibrant tapestry of Roman aesthetics, we see that beneath the elaborate togas and intricate jewelry lay the reflections of an entire society, one that valued not just form but also the stories told through each carefully crafted garment. It was a powerful expression of identity, aspirations, and the complex social dynamics at play. Now, with our senses ignited by the vivid images of Roman fashion, we turn our gaze toward the intriguing world of superstition and divination that intertwined with their daily lives. Prepare to uncover the eccentric practices surrounding omens and predictions, for the Romans, too, were seekers of what the future might hold. As we delve into the dark and dusty corners of Roman superstition, we find a society steeped in the belief that the unseen forces of the universe could dictate their fates. The Romans were not merely practical. They were dreamers and seers, constantly seeking to decipher the tangled webs of destiny that lay before them. Picture a bustling market square, filled with the murmurs of townsfolk exchanging tales of the signs they'd encountered in their everyday lives. A crucial part of this fascination with the unknown was the practice of divination. The Romans consulted various oracles and soothsayers, individuals revered for their ability to interpret the cryptic messages from the divine. Imagine a seer draped in flowing robes, their voice a hushed whisper as they cast a set of animal bones or handfuls of sacred grains, peering deeply into the patterns to extract insights. Each gesture and utterance carried weight, guiding leaders and commoners alike in pivotal decisions regarding marriages, business endeavors, and military campaigns. Among the most peculiar methods of foretelling the future was the practice of auspicia, where priests known as augurs observed the flight patterns of birds to glean omens. Picture a somber procession led by an augur, their toga billowing gently in the breeze, as they scanned the skies above. The presence of a specific bird or its flight direction could herald fortune or disaster. A flock of vultures might foretell a diminishing fate, while a swift eagle swooping down might signal auspicious beginnings. Such techniques entwined the fate of the populace with the whims of nature and divine will. But it wasn't only the avian world that captured their attention. Roman society also paid heed to the movement of celestial bodies. Astrologers, looking to the stars for guidance, were instrumental in shaping important life decisions. Imagine a room filled with eager listeners as an astrologer unfurled their scrolls, mapping the heavens with meticulous precision. The alignment of planets dictated auspicious days for actions ranging from the mundane to the monumental, reinforcing the belief that each person's life was a reflection of the cosmos above. Superstitions permeated everyday life too, often embedded in the routines of the common folk. Families would hang protective amulets by their doorways or recite incantations to fend off malevolent spirits. The bulla, once worn by boys to ward off evil, continued to symbolize protection even into adulthood, serving as a tangible link between past beliefs and current practices. In this intricate web of belief systems, one could find both comfort and tension. Each ritual contained the hope of influencing the unfathomable, yet the fragility of the human condition hung in limbo, waiting for signs to unravel the future's mysteries. The ancient Romans danced through their days with both reverence and trepidation, constantly reminding themselves that fate and fortune could shift like the wind. As we unravel these threads of superstition, we're drawn deeper into the complexities of ancient Roman life, where every custom served as a reminder of their enduring quest for understanding amid the chaos. Now let us venture into the peculiarities of social order within the confines of personal hygiene, where the everyday routines of the Romans reveal yet another layer of their culture, invoking both admiration and astonishment. As we navigate the bustling streets of Rome, the vibrant atmosphere begins to shift as we approach the public latrines, an often overlooked but essential aspect of Roman daily life. These communal restroom facilities, a blend of practicality and social gathering, would likely challenge our modern sensibilities. Picture an expansive marble-adorned room with rows of stone seats, each with a channel of running water beneath, where citizens would come together to attend to nature's call. In stark contrast to our private sanctuaries today, the public latrines fostered an air of camaraderie. Men and women, alongside one another, in separate areas of course, would engage in lively conversation while attending to their business. Imagine the sound of laughter mingling with the splashes of water, as social interactions unfolded in what might be considered an intimate setting by today's standards. The casual approach to this personal necessity reflected the Romans' practicality. Bodily functions were a part of life, deserving of no shame. Interestingly, the Romans utilized a tool known as a tersorium, a sponge on a stick dipped in vinegar or salt water. Once finished, the sponge would be rinsed in the running water and returned for communal use. While this novel cleansing method may seem unconventionally unhygienic to us now, it highlights the unique characteristics of Roman ingenuity. The emphasis on water infrastructure showcased their advanced engineering skills, with aqueducts channeling fresh water into the cities, linking hygiene directly to their public health initiatives. Yet, despite their innovative spirit, not all citizens had access to such amenities. The wealthier class enjoyed private latrines in their opulent homes, often adorned with intricate mosaics and direct links to their water supply. Meanwhile, the lower classes relied on these communal facilities, where waiting in line might give way to friendships or lively debate about the day's events. Hygiene practices extended beyond mere restroom use. Bathing was central to Roman culture. The grand public baths, or thermae, were the epitome of Roman social life. Here, individuals would gather not only to wash themselves but also to meet friends, conduct business, or enjoy intellectual discourse. Picture the serene sound of splashing water, scented oils filling the air, and the soothing ambience of warm steam enveloping everything. It was in these spaces that a sense of community thrived, breaking down societal barriers and creating an informal arena for connection. To the Romans, Cleanliness was intertwined with virtue and health, thus elevating bathing to a revered ritual. Elaborate bathing cycles often included a series of heated rooms, starting from the frigidarium, a cool room, moving to the tepidarium, and then the hot caldarium. The experience became a holistic journey of rejuvenation, encouraging not just physical cleanliness, but also a mental retreat from the world outside. Yet, for all their advancements, the Romans were also quite superstitious about bodily hygiene. They believed that neglecting personal care could incur the wrath of the gods, leading to illness or misfortune. Thus, the act of washing and grooming became not only a necessity but also a way to invite favor from higher powers. As we contemplate these practices, we uncover a fascinating juxtaposition of culture and practicality within the realm of hygiene, revealing how societies evolve and adapt their customs over time. Now, carrying this rich imagery and insight, we prepare to transition into the next peculiar custom, the unique tradition surrounding marriage and fertility, where Roman ideals intertwine with personal aspirations and societal pressures. As we shift our focus from the communal nature of hygiene towards the intricate dynamics of Roman marriage and fertility, we enter a realm adorned with traditions that reveal much about societal expectations and personal desires. Imagine the scene of an elaborate wedding procession, the streets alive with music and festivity, where the air is scented with flowers and the cheerful laughter of friends and family fills the atmosphere. Marriage in ancient Rome was often less about romantic love and more about alliances, social status, and property. Picture a bride adorned in a flowing white gown, her hair woven with a crown of flowers, symbolizing purity and new beginnings. As she approached her groom, who stood waiting in a toga, the ceremony was marked by rituals designed not just to unite two individuals, but to bind two families in a carefully orchestrated partnership. One of the most intriguing customs was the conferiatio, the formal ceremony for patrician families, involving the sharing of a sacred cake made from spelt, representing the bride's and groom's shared destiny. This ancestral rite highlighted the importance of tradition and the religious significance of marriage, yet it also underscored the practical considerations underpinning such unions. Another fascinating facet of Roman marriage was the concept of dose, a dowry that the bride's family provided. This financial arrangement often dictated the dynamics of the relationship and served as a form of security for the bride. The dowry could encompass anything from money and property to valuable goods, encapsulating the intertwining of love, economics, and familial expectations. Yet, with the joys of marriage came societal pressures. The Romans placed immense value on fertility, often viewing childbearing as a woman's primary duty. The expectations were clear: no children meant failing in one's role as a spouse. This drove women to employ various rituals and practices to boost fertility, ranging from offerings to the goddess of childbirth, Juno, to wearing charms believed to enhance their prospects of conception. In a fascinating twist, the Romans also embraced superstition in matters of love and fertility. Couples often consulted augurs or soothsayers to predict the outcome of their unions. A favorable sign could elevate a wedding's significance, while an ill omen might compel a couple to postpone their vows. Even the lifting of the bride's veil was steeped in symbolism, a dramatic gesture meant to signify the transfer of protection from her father to her new husband, fraught with both hope and uncertainty. For the common folk, marriage could have its own unique twists. Less formal than their patrician counterparts, many couples entered into concubinatus, an arrangement akin to marriage without the formalities, often intended for practical reasons as much as emotional ones. These unions, while not fully recognized, provided couples a semblance of commitment that URL'd tightly into their daily lives. As children began to arrive, the role of a mother was celebrated and revered. The Lares and Penates, household gods, were venerated to protect family and ensure prosperity. To have children was considered a blessing, and multiple offspring were a desired goal that brought not only joy but security to the family unit. Wedding customs, thus, acted as a microcosm of broader societal values, intertwining love, duty, and legacy with expectations that could loom large over individuals. The rituals surrounding marriage illuminated the ways Romans navigated the intricate dance of personal emotion intertwined with the practicalities of societal roles. Having explored these compelling intertwining aspects of love and duty, we are now poised to turn our attention toward a more sinister undertone within Roman life: the peculiarities of punishment and justice. As we delve into the shadowy realm of Roman justice, we uncover a system that reflects both the values and the complexities of this ancient civilization. Imagine a bustling forum, filled with citizens gathered for another trial, the atmosphere charged with a mix of anticipation and dread. Justice was not merely about laws and penalties. It was an arena where social status, influence, and public spectacle intertwined. The idea of punishment in Rome often carried an air of theatricality, serving both as a deterrent and a means to entertain the masses. Take, for instance, the dire penalties for serious crimes such as treason or murder. Offenders could face a grim fate in the Colosseum, a stage for punishment that doubled as entertainment for the enthusiastic crowd. Picture the scene: criminals pitted against gladiators or wild beasts, their fates sealed in a brutal display of power that underscored the authority of the state. This ritualistic violence was not merely about punishment, it also served as an intoxicating reminder of the consequences of defiance. But not all punishments were as grandiose. Lesser crimes could lead to penalties that were equally bizarre by today's standards. Consider the censura, a form of public shaming employed against those who committed offenses against the moral fabric of society. Offenders might be branded, paraded through the streets in disgrace, or even forced to wear distinctive clothing indicating their transgression. This public disgrace was both a punishment and a cautionary tale for the community, reinforcing social norms and expectations. The Romans also employed a form of removal as punishment: exile. For those deemed too powerful or dangerous for society, being banished from one's home could be a fate worse than death. Imagine a once revered senator stripped of their status, forced to roam foreign lands, their name forever tainted. The very notion of exile played into the deep-seated Roman value of civic duty and participation. To be removed was to be cast from the very fabric of society. Additionally, the use of torture as a means to extract confessions or information was another unsettling facet of Roman justice. Picture the grim chambers where accused individuals faced brutal tactics designed to yield the desired outcomes. This method, although shrouded in legality, blurred the lines of ethics and morality, leaving lingering questions about the true nature of justice. For the people, the legal system was seen as both a shelter and a weapon. Citizens could appeal to the praetor, a magistrate tasked with administering justice, seeking resolution for grievances or disputes. This interplay of power and authority crafted an ever-evolving narrative of right and wrong in Roman society, with the scales of justice balanced precariously between public sentiment and legal dictates. Moreover, the fascinating practice of the trial by ordeal echoed through the courts. This method involved subjecting the accused to dangerous tests, where survival or failure was seen as divine judgment. Imagine the tension filling the air as a man faced a potentially deadly challenge, his fate resting in the hands of the gods. As we contemplate these harsh realities, it becomes evident that Roman justice was not a singular experience but rather a complex tapestry woven with threads of societal values, public perception, and personal fate. The rituals and punishments tell a vivid story of a culture grappling with the balance between order and chaos, morality and survival. Now, as we draw our exploration of Roman customs to a close, let us reflect on the fascinating legacy left behind by these peculiar practices. Through their marriage rites, superstitions, and justice systems, the Romans constructed a world rich in both tradition and contradiction, a tapestry of human experience that continues to intrigue and inform our understanding of history today.